What's up, people? We're live. Let's go. Let's go. I feel the hype every time, every week, and we're going to start off with a bang. I'm going to welcome the people, say what's up, give y'all a heads up about some huge DC20 news and more content that's going to be coming out. And then there's going to be a big poll. I do polls every live stream. I wanted the feedback from the community, the people that care about the most. I wanted to be able to kind of help, get the feedback from those people that show up to these live streams. I have a ton of feedback I get from patrons, and I also want to get feedback from the community as a whole. So huge voting poll. And you may or may not see some potential future of DC20 logos and some changes there. So that's super exciting. I'll share that with you guys. And then, an announcement about next week. Next week, I probably won't be able to do a live stream next week. I have tongue surgery, which is a strange thing, and it makes it very difficult to talk. If y'all have been here for a while, y'all know this, but I had this like weird precancerous type of thing on my underneath my tongue, and they wanted to get that out of there. So then I had a surgery, and then I recovered. I had another one, and I recovered, and it keeps working its way down. So hopefully this is the last one, fingers crossed, and I'll be back to Jack Jaw in my mouth the week after that. So I'm going to take 1 week off because the surgery, I'll be 2 days before the surgery, or after. So yeah, I'll take a 1 week break off, and then we'll be right back to it every single week as usual. So there's a little update. Let's see what's going on, people, and let's welcome some people here. Big fella, what's up, big fella? Hey, learn more about this. Excited to learn more about this amazing game tonight. Big thanks to you, big fella. Let's go. Galaxy Fox Knights here. Larry, PH Arbex. Peter has got 2 super chats already in the queue, loaded up, ready to go. I'm going to answer those right as soon as I get through all the different things here. And then who else we got? Aqua's here. Albastine, Louise Caesar, Hector, Bone Caller, Knuckle of the Fickle Fortune. Knucklebone of Fickle Fortune. What a mouthful of a name. You almost made me slip up there. Glenn's here. Evan Basnall. Nomi. What's up, Nomi, homie? Zouch. Grand Old Dwarf. Who else we got? Pocket Dimension. I feel like y'all have not missed a single stream. Pocket Dimension has not missed a single freaking stream here. Y'all, whichever one of the 4 y'all it is. Who knows? Maybe it's always Fitz. I don't know. Yu Takashi's here. Dennis. What's up, Dennis? Kai Solus. Elk Warrior. Dr. DR, whoa, what? Oh, I just got yanked down to the beginning. I think I might have missed some people now. AKA Dr. Rich or D Rich, Emily, Anna. Oh wait, Anna Fitzgerald. Wait, if both of y'all are here, that means it's not Fitz. Wait a second. Garrett's here, Jason's here, Sam Bros, Liam, G Nico, just in time. Trothgard, AJ, the Mighty Gith. Let's go. Michelle, yes. Matthew Heyman, yes. Puppet Master, Phil, Destroyer of Worlds. What's up? Familiar? Lots of familiar faces. Hodop, let's go. Hodop. Lower Jam, look, it's Baz. Hector, gosh, there's Rakdos. Okay, we're at almost 100 now. It makes sense. I was like, man, there's just so many people. There's going to be a point where I'm not going to be able to even read off all of these, or I'm going to be here for like 10 minutes just reading off names. GM Toolbox, let's go. I'm actually doing some campaign building stuff, and I typed out GM Toolbox, and I thought of you, GM Toolbox, in my Notion there. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? I have insomnia. Go to sleep. Charlie Wolf, hey, we got a moderator, thank God. And Yay the Yellow says hello. My roommate saw your Dragon Ball shirt last live and told me to tell you, please do Way of the Sun Soul right. Yes. Oh, this shirt? You mean this shirt? Heck yeah. Laundry day is the weekend, and I love it. I wear it all the time. My wife got it for me for Christmas. I am not Way of the Sun Soul. I'm not going to do Way of the Sun Soul right. I'm going to do something else to get you the DBZ, so don't you worry about it. What's up, Sean? What's up? Ominous Threat. Don't watch out. Whatever Ominous Threat says, you got to watch out. You never know what he's gonna come at you with. Hey, we're live. Joe M, let's go. That sounds like me, what you just said. Sean Clayton is paying his on-time fee. Thank you, Sean Clayton. What a terrible fee. Oh, it's funny. No way, Paul Underhill. Appreciate the super chat, brother. I've been following you since your Q&A with Nerdarchy. Oh my God, Dave. Over 3 years. Love what you're doing, DC20. Oh my gosh. You know, it's funny you say that, Paul. I'm actually been talking. I'm in works with getting back onto Nerdarchy, get back onto another live stream and talk about DC20 on a Nerdarchy live stream. So stay tuned for that. That'll be another nice little swirl back around there. That's funny. Captain's here. What's up, Captain? Salute. Hodop. Oh, Hodop with a super chat. Oh my gosh. Also, super chats. We have a super chat goal up here. If we hit the goal every quarter through, I give away another copy of DC20 at 250, 500, 750, and the whole thing. I'm just giving away copies of the DC20 Alpha and all future updates to the Alpha. If we hit the halfway mark of 500, I give away a seat at the table to be able to play DC20 with me running the game. And if we hit the entire goal, I do a massive lore dump live stream, which is going to be even more massive with what I'm about to tell you guys too. So heck yeah. So Hodop with the super chat for the surgery fund. Appreciate you, brother. Surgeries and all medical things suck when you're an independent, solo entrepreneur, content creator, like not a teacher anymore. So hi, very proud to announce that after 100 hours of gameplay in Ocean View, the zone has been retired and I'm advancing to the next one, the Shadow Waters just off the coast. The 100 hours of gameplay of DC20 and that's so sick. Oh my god, that's so cool. Let's go. Appreciate that, Hold Up, for real. And then Charlie Wolf, hey coach, is there a plan on doing a table for adventuring gear? Table for adventure. Oh, I see there's healing potions, first aid kits. There's a plan to have thieves tools, ammo, clever climbing gear. Yes, 100%. I have a table literally in my little DM kit right here. That's going to be a thing. There's going to be a table. There's no point for it right now because gold is going to be one of the last things that we do for all of that. So that's the only reason why I haven't published that, because there's not an economy yet. I don't want to go. That's not a good. That's not a high priority is my answer there. So heck yeah. It's AK. Okay, there we go. We figured it out. Nice, good job, guys. We figured out who that mystery person was. KD&D, what's up, guy man? Shout out to my moderators for being here and helping me with these questions. So speaking of questions, here's how this is going to work. The cool announcement that I have for you guys, and then we're going to go into the vote because it's a big one, and I really want to see what you guys think. And I need some help. I need some freaking feedback here, y'all. If y'all didn't already know, my players killed Strahd. I talked about that last week. If you want to watch how that went down, you can watch last week's live stream, and I gave a little bit of a story on how that happened. But what that means now is now that Curse of Strahd D&D campaign is done, the creator of DC20 can now create a full brand new world, brand new campaign setting, or sorry, I guess it would be a brand new campaign in my already existing and still works of being fleshed out brand new campaign setting of DC20's campaign setting, and y'all will start to get some leaks and stuff from all of that, from anything that I say about that campaign, because I'm running it in that campaign setting, official whatever, of DC20. So that's wild. The campaign's going to be cool. I'm going to have a whole bunch of stuff that everything that I create, I'm going to do live streams on my creation of my homebrew process for DC20. I'm going to do some live streams, possibly like another. So there'll be every week, there will be a video of DC20 video that I make, a DC20 live stream that we do right now, a Q&A type live stream, and a campaign creation of DC20. Get out of here. And props to my patrons are going to be getting a free resource of a campaign creation tool that might just be the best campaign creation tool in existence, because I've spent 2 full weeks making it. It's a massive resource. So you guys are going to be getting that sometime soon. But yeah, it's going to be wild. So stay tuned for that. And then Liam with another super chat. Mr. Coach, El DePilla from Channel 20 News. Can you comment on the 0.6 attribute changes? No comment. As I push away your microphone. Liam, that's so funny. That is... and that's also the only negative thing that comes from that is Curse of Strahd campaign. I had entirely prepped. I had it to the point where I had to do 0 prep in between sessions, maybe 30 minutes or now, whatever, to kind of get ready for the next one based on what they do. But now I have to make a whole new campaign and a whole new campaign setting and whole new all that kind of stuff, right? So that is slowing things down just a little bit. I'm actually trying to see and evaluate if I can bring on somebody to the team to add on some extra stuff, and every extra person we add onto the team, I have to evaluate if I can afford to do that and all those types of things. That's obvious. But then everything they take on off of me or off of others that I can then put onto them, that's more time for me to be able to work on DC20 and do things like that. So the attribute changes, I cannot comment on that right now. So heck yeah. So super hyped, super, so much stuff. World building is so fun. I agree. My annual scan results came back yesterday. I'm 6 years cancer free. Let's go, Matthew Heyman. Let's go. Here's somebody that'll not be going to chemotherapy. Dude, I appreciate that. You went into the cancer and fought it, beat it, came out 6 years free. And then threw me a super chat for Miles. What a circle of life right there. Appreciate you, brother. Wow, that's so cool. But we are going to be having a blast and some world building on those live streams. I think those live streams are going to be during the day. Maybe even something like Monday during the day. I don't know. I'll do a poll or something. But anyway, speaking of polls, I need to find out some, and Matthew Heyman, you're the boss now. Let's go, boss. And then DC20 is the official name of the system. DC20 is what the system is called. That was a big announcement I did a while back with Duke from One Shot Questers. And I said, the official name is DC20. It's not some random curveball where you think it's one thing and then they change it and it's like, that's just worse. But anyway, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sean Van Beverholt. Has there been any feature/ability that you would be awesome, but you have not been able to get the mechanic to work? Something that still is a work in progress, maybe a feature. Honestly, right now, the biggest thing that's being worked on is the help action. It's just so important. I was literally talking to people today in the Discord about the help action. I was talking to Purius, my right-hand man, today about the help action. There's some stuff that's going to be coming out in 0.6 about the help action. It's just such an important thing, and it has to be done right. I think the help action and doing it right is one of the pillars of what I want to do in fixing things in TTRPGs. I think it's so important to be done right. It's teamwork. It's literally the teamwork mechanic. So there's that. And then there's not been really any other mechanics that just can't work. Everything's been it's been a joy to create content for DC20. It has been an absolute joy and so smooth to make monsters, to make characters, to make classes, subclasses, ancestries. Oh my God. I saw some post about Daggerheart today that Bob World Builder made, and there was like, oh, which of these races do you like the best? And there was like a frog person. I was like, oh my God, frog person. That would literally be in our system. You could do first of all, you could just do Frogborn, which is a Beastborn, and you pick all the frog traits, and then you literally have a pure Frogborn. Or if you saw a Frogborn as more of like a halfling vibe, gnome vibe, small little thing, you could do a combined ancestry or a mixed ancestry of Beastborn and halfling, Beastborn and gnome, Beastborn and dwarf, and you could get like a cool little mix of this little brave toad. Who knows, right? So God, it's just so cool. The ancestry system has just been a joy. I've loved it. Every time I can see people come circle around it to it, or try and do it. But we're about to do session 0 this next week. Is session -1 is what I'm calling it, maybe -2. We're doing that, and we might be making some ancestry. So heck yeah. So here we go. Here is the poll, guys. The poll is this. All right. Here we go. Here's what the poll is, right? And then I have some more super chats to get caught up on, and then we're going to do the Q&A. All right. So after this poll, we're going right into the Q&A. So here's the question, guys. We got 125 people here. I need y'all's feedback. I want to know what y'all think. This is the current logo for DC20. Now, it's not the final one. It can't be the final one, because all this logo is a D20 background with my DC20 with my Dungeon Coach logo at the top and then the number 20 at the bottom. That can't be the final logo. I'm sorry. It's not. I hold DC20 to a very high standard. I want it to be, and I see it being one of the big dogs in the up in the Pathfinder area of caliber, if not further, right? So, with that said, it has to have a good logo. It has to have a better logo. So, I'm going to show you guys some logos, and then I have 4 questions to ask you guys. And we're doing 4 little polls so I can whittle down some stuff and then start to, go down the path. I have Bugs working on these with me. I got another artist that's super good that's working on things with me. Bug has gotten the whole thing to this point. So shout out to Bug to be the next image I'm about to show you guys is me and Bug's drawings. I've been drawing stuff. Bug's been fixing my drawings. So this is going to be a collective effort to get this thing here. Also, Bug's not here, so he should remind him to pay his late fee. So anyway, so here is the new logo. I'm going to drag it on down here. Oh, whoa. No. Oh God. Can I undo that? Okay, yes, we can. All right, so here's the new logo. One of them. This is not official. I'm just showing you guys some stuff here, okay? So here is my best attempt at doing this, the new DC20 logo, right? And what I want y'all to say in the chat is numbers. So I want to see ratings from 1 to 10, right? Be conservative. Don't throw out 10s too fast now, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you think it's terrible, like, oh no, I want to see 1s. I want to see 2s, 3s. Give me what you feel. I want to feel it. I want to feel it, right? The couple of things that I'm looking for here, right? 1 is better than 2. Okay, cool. All right. So now, one thing to keep in mind, there's a lot of different things going on here, because if y'all are saying low numbers, I need to see why, which is what the poll's coming for. So the dragon head specifically, the problems with this dragon head, it looks too much like a griffin. It doesn't complete the back part of the D. It's not as draconic as this one, right? This one is far more, it has the crest and the frill from the dragon. It is more cleanly a dragon. The eye is more defined, and its neck actually comes and fills in the D over here, right? Feels bland, better, too much minimalistic. 2 is too much minimalistic. Interesting. Blame my background. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so it sounds like right now that the background in the fire. Okay, so more fiery. Interesting. Okay, I'm actually gonna make a note of that. More fiery, like the option 1 fire better. Okay. So here's the other thing with this though, and then so the fire, I do want to take, if y'all notice there's a D20 inside the fire, I want to take that out. That's too small. You might not have ever even noticed it, right? So I'm taking that D20 out, and at this point there's a potential for there to be 3 D20s in here, which is not going to happen either. So the dice is coming out of the fire, that's for sure happening, and then the 20s here, and then you got the dice in the background. So there's a couple of changes, there's a couple of things here. So now let's go to the next one. 2 is better than 1. Love the flow better. Fire of 1. Oh, okay. Interesting. Dragon Head absolutely looks better on 2. I agree. So that's exactly what we're talking about here. I think the option logo 1 looks better right now because it really punches and hits in the background and stuff, and that's gonna be the combo of what what the questions are coming in. So all right, let me fly through the rest of these. Option 3. Okay. Dragon, instead of it being on top of the D and being part of the letter D, it's like in the center. I worry about that because it's now smaller and it's going to be even harder to see. The lettering is a bit more like clean and like almost sporty. So there's that. The fire is coming at the bottom of the C instead of like onto it, and it's not as connected. It's not coming out of it. It's like you know what I'm saying? And then the 20 is surrounding the 0. So it's not like this one where it's like a circle and then it's the O of the circle. It's like a D20 with a little bit of a thing around it, right? Digital clock, yeah. That's so option 3 is one of the better ones I've gotten from some of the people that have asked to do this, right? But it's not my favorite. I'm much more, obviously, I'm leaning towards option 1 and 2 so far. 3 looks like cyberpunk, too blurry. Oh yeah, don't evaluate the quality. This has been blown up and scaled up and all that kind of stuff. Looks like 3 is the older edition of TTRPGs. Yeah. Option 3, 2. Too much like purple in the river. Yeah. And I also think, see, and that's the other thing is like we could have obviously that would be black. And then the problem though is if this is black, then we don't have a purple dragon, which is then weird. So yeah, there's some things. This could all be black, and there's some other things there. But I think it's just foundationally. I don't know. So anyway, so we're gonna get to the polls here. Option 4, right here. Option 4, we got a silhouette style. Instead of the dragon. Right? Instead of the dragon, it's a silhouette of a dragon. Now, my worry here, and this might be, I don't know if y'all are going to be synced up with me here, but if it's a silhouette of the dragon, then the dragon can never truly be purple. And I need this to be a purple dragon, if you know what I mean. In the logo of DC20 has to be a purple dragon. And if it's a silhouette of a dragon, technically, it's not purple, right? So that's a problem, right? EA Sports, it's in the game. So I do like some aspects here. And if we did do option 4, then the D would have to be purple, the C would have to be red. There'd be outlining and stuff like that, right? And then you have the 2 and the 0 and all this other kind of stuff. So this is solid. This is solid, but I would have to do some things to figure out how we can get a purple dragon. You know what I'm saying? Or we could do a purple background, and then the letters can change. And I don't know. There'd have to be just switch some things around there. And yeah, exactly like what Knucklebone's saying is switching the circle to a hexagon and all these different types of things. Option 1 is 9, option 2 is 7, option 3 is 3, option 5 is 1. So Glenn's just, I'm getting worse with Glenn here. I'm sick, I'm late, but I'm here. I love that horse in the sands. You really broke that down. I'm sick, I'm late, but I'm here. Love it. Appreciate you, brother. And you reminded me to drink. I have some chocolate coconut water. You heard me right, chocolate coconut water. Whoa, Luis Caesar, thank you for the super chat, bro. Can you start help dice at D10 down to D4, or let 4th health be a flat +1? Only thing I felt weird about the limit is to limit it to 3 times. Help dice cannot be a D10. That would absolutely break the helped action. It'd be worth 5.5, and then that's help is already in a perfect spot. It's just as strong, and anything more it would now be overpowered. Anything less would be too weak. So it is very much in the perfect spot there. Originally, the help action was adding +1 afterwards, but I need there to be a hard line stop, because if you have a party of 8 people, and that's a lot of +1s, right? There needs to be a stop for the help action. There needs to be a place where you can't any longer, right? So that's kind of where that comes in. And I know there's action points, and you have only so many action points, but then there's ways like fighters can get more action points and other things like that, right? So, but appreciate the super chat, brother. Okay. So, 1 is 6.8, 2 is okay. So, here's the next one. Here's option 5. Option 5 is a bit more. It's very similar to option 4. Very similar to option 4 on purpose, right? The dragon in option 5 is a bit more realistic. Instead of a bit more streamlined and silhouette-like, it's more realistic, right? It's now, again, the difference between 4 and 5's dragon, I don't want you to be like, oh, it's going to be that dragon, because I would edit and change both of these dragons. I would tweak them both. It's more so silhouette of a dragon, or a realistic silhouette of a dragon is more so the thing there, right? Option 5 is cool. Let's just change the circle to hexagon. Okay, cool. So now here is the first. C is better. Dragon is not as good. The C is better. Okay, so then, and I'm interested for the fire type too. So that's where we're gonna be asking all the questions, right? And then you also can see the DC20 with a circle logo, but I think y'all don't like the circle logo. I'm pretty sure that's an obvious one, right? And then here's actually, this will be interesting. Check this out. This is the DC20 logo, but a white version, right? It's the inverted version. On a white dice, DC20 on a white dice. So that's just another, that's neither here nor there. All right. So now here we go. I am going to do a vote. The white looks all right. 5. Okay, cool. So I'm going to do a vote here. I'm going to start a poll. All right. So, which option? Now I need to see how many of these can I add. How many options can I add? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can only have 4 options. That sucks. Okay, so I'm going to take out option 1. I'm taking out option 1 because the option 1 is the original. And so I want to see if you had to change the logo, because you can't vote for option 1. Okay, you can't vote for option 1. If you had to change the logo, I can only have 4 options. Which one would you choose, right? Now, we're gonna take care of this whole thing. Don't you worry. I love where this feedback here. I have other questions. This first one I'm throwing out though is option 2 is this one. Option 3, option 4, option 5. Now, keep in mind, this is the foundation of the logo. Yes, we can change from a circle to a hexagon. Yes, we can change the dice. Yes, we can tweak the dragon. Yes, we can tweak the fire. We can make all these little tweaks, but it's the foundation of where we start from. Okay, so here's the poll starting now. Oof. All right, there's option 5 if you want to remember. Option 5, option 4, option 3, option 2, right? So I'm interested to see where y'all go. Can you do the dragon silhouette with a purple background and make the sea look like fire? Exactly. That's the type of stuff we're about to talk about, William, right? So option two winning so far. Option 2 winning so far. I wonder about what aspects of that is why it's winning. And then 5 is next. 5 is next. Oh, interesting. But one thing I'm also seeing here is if we combine options 4 and 5, which are very similar, we get a pretty solid chunk there too. So I think option 3 is which is my least favorite as well. Love the background from 1 and the numbers from 2, which is exactly what we're going to get into now. Okay, so over 100 votes. So as soon as we get to over 100 votes, we're gonna cut it off there. So option 2 won. Option 2 won. So I'm gonna write down these. So option 2 won the first vote. Now here's where y'all are gonna like these. Y'all are gonna like these questions now. So now the poll is what type of background? What type of background should we have? Should we have? So I'm gonna say background. It should the background be a circle? Should the background be a hexagon? Or should I gotta add an option. Or should the background be a hexagon plus D20 lines, right? So should it be a circle? Circle? Should it be a hexagon? This is a hexagon. That's a hexagon. Or should it be a dice? You know what I'm saying? Like, should it have the outlines of a dice and it look like a dice in the background, right? So start that poll. Hexagon, D20, hexagon. So here's my thought. Actually, I don't want to say my thought yet. I don't want to bias the vote. I got accused of biasing the vote last time. I'm not biasing the vote. Okay. Drive-by vote. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's definitely not a circle. We've eliminated circle completely. Here's my concern about the hexagon versus hexagon with lines. If we throw a D20 in the 0 here, like this, if we throw a D20 in the 0, which is another question I'm about to throw, then we have a D20 on a D20, and then that's 2 D20s. But then maybe that symbolizes advantage or disadvantage, or who knows, or maybe that's kind of cool. Maybe it's a little Easter egg. I don't know, right? So I lean towards hexagon because of that. So, but either way, trust me, in a little bit here, or in the future, I'm going to have options for both, right? So I think it's enough to be able to do both. So background is going to be either hexagon or hex plus D20 lines, right? The game does use a lot of D20s. This is true. 2 D20s is my vote. Oh yeah, agreed. Lots of folks like lines are too busy. I feel like we were voting option 2 and 5 both had hex backgrounds. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, it would have been a lot closer probably. Lines can become it could be super faint. So that's the next one. All right. So then in that poll, we got 3 left, and then we're going to dive into the Q&A. Thank you guys so much. This is so freaking helpful, y'all, for real. All right. So next poll. Next poll is what type of dragon? Type of dragon. We are either going to have the original size of type of dragon, or a silhouette. Oh, silhouette. We're going to do simple silhouette. I don't know how to spell silhouette. Or realistic silhouette. I don't know how to spell silhouette, so don't sue me on this one. So, the current dragon is the one that looks like option 1 and 2, right? It's on top. Wait, I guess it should be like this for the, okay. It's on top of the D. It's on top of the D, right? Its head is on top of the D, and that's what it's looking like, right? So it's on top of the D, bam, right? Keep in mind, I'm about to ask a poll about the fire. If you like the fire, and it's going to be connected. So it's going to be either a silhouette with fire like this, or a dragon on the top breathing fire down. I don't see the scenario where the fire could be on top and bottom, because then it'd be up its nose. I don't know, that'd look weird, right? So it's a big picture here. So the purple dragon, like it's at right now, positioned like option 1 and 2, or a silhouette of a dragon, right? This is a big one, y'all. A silhouette of a dragon And then you're just so there's gonna be three votes. One for the original positioning, which I just showed you guys, and there's gonna be two different silhouette ones. If you vote for either of these, I'm gonna add those together, and that's the vote for silhouette. And you think silhouette is cooler than this one, right? I already told you my concerns about the silhouette. I do think it's kind of clean, but it's just a big change, and honestly, that scares me. But I could be freaking sick, so I'm really interested in this one. So it's more. If you choose silhouette, it's more so. Do you like the simple silhouette, or it's like a clean lines of a dragon, or do you like it more? A bit gritty. Now I worry about being able to see it because these are going to be very small on thumbnails, very small on PDFs, on a book cover, on the cover of a printed DC20 book. How crazy is that? All right, so there's the poll. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking, y'all. This is nerve-wracking. Silhouette, you don't see with the silhouette, you don't see the D very well. I agree that you don't see the D as well. And if you looked at it, especially if you look at like this, I don't know if you could really, like, again, you have to keep in mind, guys, you guys know DC20, but new people, I don't know if they would look at this and see DC20. They might see like, oh, there's a dragon and fire. Oh, wait, does that make and I worry about that because they got to be able to say it, right? Change dragon angle and make it split DC and 20. Change dragon angle and make it split DC and 20. Change the dragon's angle and make it split DC and 20. Oh, so it's more in the middle. I see what you're saying. We'll see about that with the fire question that's coming here. Thank you, Louise. I never thought about that. This silhouette actually takes away from the D and the C of it. It's less clean. I do agree that it's less clean because it's not actually a D and a C that's cleverly integrated into a dragon. So I lean towards the original as well. And honestly, this poll was the one I was most nervous about because this has been also, just as a little side note, and I can say this now because the poll's over. This has been the logo, y'all. This has been my logo, my icon, like since almost the beginning. There was about a 3 to 5 month period where I had a different logo. I'd have to go find that image. But this has been my logo since the beginning, y'all. So like changing it that much really made me like, I don't know. Do I want to do that? Is it too far away? So it's keeping it OG, man. I love it, but just updating it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, so now the fire placement is the next vote here. Fire placement is the next vote, and then we're going to be getting in the Q&A. I promise you guys. So fire placement, right? So now, if I say we have locked in this dragon head, and now it's more so, do we have the dragon head be? See, I don't even know. I don't even think we can do the fire. I don't even think we can do a different fire. The dice in the fire is definitely gone. That's not a problem. So I think in general, the fire has to be this way. I don't think we can do a fire that looks like this. I think it would look bad. I think it would look, if it was a C, it'd be coming out the top and bottom. I don't know. I think it would be coming out the top of his head and stuff, and it wouldn't be as much of a C, and it's not as clean. So, fire like on the top with the dragon option 2. Fire on the top, like this one. The C fire only looks fire because we know it's already fire already. Black background, white letters. Black background, white letters. Yeah. That's what y'all are also showing it like there. Dragon and fire option 2 is super nice. Okay, so I'm gonna say fire. More fiery. More clean. I'm gonna say that more fiery or more clean. So that's this one's more fiery. The D20 is gone from either way. More fiery with a little bit of or more clean. My whole thought of making it more clean was for logos, for shirts, and like prints of stuff and seeing it and all that kind of stuff. But again, if it is a sticker, it's just gonna be an image and you just put it on there. And if it's something on there, I think that maybe the little flickers of stuff make it look cooler and it could really accentuate it better. So more clean or more fiery, right? More fire, please. More fiery. More clean. The vote's saying more clean. Second one could have been mistaken for a tongue. I see that. It just looks off. So also keep in mind this fire was drawn by me, right? So if once somebody gets their hands on it to really go for it with fire, it's gonna look better. You know what I'm saying? So okay, there's the fire. All right, sick, cool. And then now the final vote, the final vote is the D20 in the 20, the D20 in the 0 of the 20, right? The 0 of the 20, right? So this is either going to be, it's just a 0, or it's a 0 with a dice, a D20 inside it, or it just the 0 is a D20, right? That's the 3 votes here, right? So now the only thing you're talking about now is the 20 being a 20, a 2, 0, and the 0 is actually a 0. That's the first option. It's just a 0. Or is the 0 a 0, but the O, the center part, is a D20? Kind of like this as well, like option 3, where it's like in the circles in the 20. Now, I kind of like this one better than this one, but you get the idea. The 0, the center of the 0 is a D20. Or like option 4, where the actual 0, the actual 20 is a, you know what I'm saying? Like the actual 0 is a D20, right? Right? So there's that. That's the picture. Keep in mind with kind of what the hexagon, it's going to have a hexagon logo. It's going to have a hexagon. You know, it's going to be a hexagon. We don't know if it's going to be a D20 hexagon or a hexagon. It's going to be light either way, right? So this is the final vote, and then we're diving in, people. Final vote, and we're diving in. All right. Option 2, the 520 is the best. Option 2 and 5 D20. Yeah. That's 20 with a D20 inside, 0 with a D20 inside it. Okay. Yep. I also think the 20 with a D20 inside it could help make the other one look better. So if we did this one, if we did this one and put a D20 inside it, that might be pretty cool. So yeah, that is, and that's where the majority is going, and we're at over 100. So sick, guys. Done. All right. Boom. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for going down that rabbit hole with me. It's been a lot of time and a lot of effort's gone into that to try and really get it right. I want to really do this good. So thank you guys for that, for real. So now we're going into Q&A, and we got a giveaway at the end. Every live stream at the end, I do a giveaway at the DC20. So ask your questions now, #question, and we'll start taking them now as soon as I've asked for them. So ask your questions, my moderators will pick it up. I probably should go grab my my Discord here. Moderators will pick them up, and I will start answering them. I don't know about you guys, but last week, I feel like I did pretty good. I answered a lot of questions last week. I'm getting better at this whole thing, trying to like balance the line between, moderators, there we go, live streams, there we go. So cool. So I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can. And I do have 2 questions from Peter, who super chatted twice before the stream even started. He always does this. So he asked, can wizard and sorcerer cast light spell too, to be able to see in the dark? Can the flurry of blows be used for grapple versus character in the mantis stance? 5 AP, 2 times 2 damage. Mantis stance. Wait. Okay, hold up. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Mantis. I gotta. So monk. Mantis stance. Why would that be a problem? Advantage on martial checks to initiate or escape grapples. Yeah. Flurry of blows be used for versus a grappled character. If you have a creature that's started your turn, plus 2 AP or grapple maneuver. Wait. So flurry of blows be used versus a grappled character in mantis stance. If you have a creature grappled at the start of your turn, you get plus 1 action point to use on a grapple maneuver. And then flurry of blows. I don't see this interaction. Unarmed strikes and your attack checks made a part of unarmed strike. This is making attack checks. So the mantis stance gives you grapple maneuvers, and you have more grapple maneuvers you can do. So you could do that. That wouldn't overlap with flurry of blows though. And then wizards and sorcerers will have a light cast type of spell, whether it be dancing lights or whatever type of thing. I could even see light, just in general, light that being on their spell list too. The spell overhaul is going to be coming in 0.7 or 0.8. And I'm going to literally redo all the spells. They're going to be in their spell list. It's going to be super clean, and you're going to have so many more spells. But yes, wizards and sorcerers will have light. So I hope that answers that question. So there's that. And then Peter also asked, when standing up from prone and triggering an opportunity attack during it, is your condition still considered hindered or exposed at the moment of opportunity attack? Thanks. My answer to that is no. It's not codified right now in the rules. So I have I made a little note here to put that in the rules. But I would say no, the conditions do not apply. Because if you are prone, you have these two conditions on you, hindered, exposed, whatever, right? And you are suffering those conditions. When you stand up from prone, it is a punishment. It is bad that you trigger an opportunity attack. Damn, that sucks. And prone is rough right now. I will say prone in general is something that's being looked at as far as balance goes. I think prone is maybe a little bit too strong for some of these reasons. And that's another reason why I say definitely not. But that's going to also be a little bit of a prone overhaul. Not overhaul. That's way too big of a word. But there's going to be some prone, possible prone changes coming up here, right? So cool. Liam with a super chat. Also, I didn't say this at the beginning, is I got a bunch of questions here. Again, like I said, I'm going to go through them as fast as I can. But super chats, appreciate the support. Jump to the front of the line. I'll hit you up with those. Read my missed super chat. What? I missed the super chat while I was going through all the votes? Oh, Matthew Heyman. Taint broke, dirt, fix it. So while I was showing all the logos, Matthew Heyman said, taint broke, dirt, fix it. And I think I read that accurately. So Liam, bro, it's called DC20. It's okay to have a bunch of D20s in the logo. Keep the one in the fire too. I love it. Singing Smash with the super chat. Oh, that I was gonna say that made me laugh out loud, but y'all saw me laugh out loud, so I don't need to say that. First super chat from you, brother. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, shoot, let's get more Ds. Let's find a fourth DC20. Let's find a fourth D20 to put in there. Maybe there's like an Easter egg of a fourth D20. That's super awesome. Liam, I don't see a super chat that I missed, unless you're talking about read my missed super chat. Bro, I didn't see a missed super chat. You don't have to super chat again. Just do @the Dungeon Coach and I'll look for you, because you say what your chat was. It's already left the chat. It was that long ago. I'm sorry, brother. Also, how do you feel about having subclasses that can be taken by multiple base classes like Strixhaven? There is 3 different subclasses right now that I'm on the fence of doing that for. So that I'll just say that there are some ones where I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. I think that might be possible. So that is on the table. I will say that is on the table as being a possibility. I will say that. Trothguard with super chat. Appreciate you. To everyone for rocking the vote this election year in the U.S. Remember to vote for purple is a vote for DC20. Coach, keep being the awesome person you are. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, Trothguard. A vote for purple. Anytime you ever choose purple in your day-to-day life, you're choosing DC20. Thanks, bud. There's my stance. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Joe M, what's up, dude? When Bug is in here, I'll help keep the even gang going strong when making humanoid enemies. Do you like to grab a couple of maneuvers to use? Oh yeah. I do that. I do use maneuvers for all enemies. I have a list of Dungeon Master maneuvers, right? I have just a list of maneuvers. I think it's actually in the monster. It's in the if you have DC20 Alpha, there's a big bundle of like 5 PDFs you get in the bundle. There's an adventure, there's a monster. In the monster homebrew thing for it, I think there's a list of my Dungeon Master ones where you can add the bleed condition, you can add poison, you can add all these different conditions, right? And as a maneuver, and it is however strong. Now, some of them are very strong. Adding bleed is pretty strong. Adding poison is very, very strong. Poison condition in DC20 is rough, right? So yes, I always, every enemy has at least one cool maneuver apart from the normal ones that you can take, right? Yeah, for sure. And then because it's inefficient to memorize a bunch of maneuvers for combat NPCs. Oh yeah, for sure. So I have, like, in my head, all enemies can spend an action point for advantage. That's just a flat rule across the board. They can spend an action point for 1 more damage. They can spend an action point to add conditions. What those conditions are will change for each enemy. And so then in general, I just have save. I have like 1 save, : and then the conditions they can apply. It costs 1 action point to apply these conditions, and it's a physical save or a mental save, depending on whatever the thing that they're doing is. So it's very, very simple, and very, very easy to not get bogged down and like, oh, what can this enemy do? It's very, very at a glance, right? And then my question was, can every class have a subclass that makes them a hybrid? Wait, can every class have a subclass that makes them a hybrid? So that's interesting because it goes against the thing about, so like an example would be like an Eldritch Knight. I don't think there's a need for an Eldritch Knight subclass for the fighter. So I don't think it would be good to make an Eldritch Knight subclass for a fighter, because if they took that, they would becoming a hybrid, but they could do that with their talents to multi-class. So that's where I don't think it's necessarily needed. Is there going to be a fighter subclass where they can do some cool magical stuff with a weapon, like an Eldritch Knight? Yeah. But if they really truly want to be able to cast spells and do big spell stuff, then they might have to dip more into that right now. Maybe they have a good example would be like a Gloomstalker Ranger type situation. If there's a Ranger with like magical type stuff that they can do, then their subclass would grant them a little bit of mana and all this type of stuff. And then also if they start dipping into other classes, they get more mana as well. And then they could become like a 2/3 caster instead of a 1/3 caster, right? So, and that's a whole nother stance. Basically in DC20, there's marshals and there's spellcasters, right? You can be a 1/3, 2/3, or full marshal, a 1/3, 2/3, or full caster, and then that's kind of, depending on your multi-classing, where you're putting your points into. Which that probably sounds way more complicated than it is. It's actually really easy, but yeah, there you go. And then, hey, I have Insomnia. Do you have any tips on making homebrew ancestries and their traits? I mean, look at the things I've made already for the ancestries, and then use that as your barometer for how strong. Because really the only thing that you need is what the point value is. That's the only thing you really have to homebrew. The fact it's a very open system in the big picture, and the more ancestries are released, the easier this will be on you. But you can take a power and it's either 1, 2, or 3. You give it the strength of 1, 2, or 3. And if you're questioning, I would say in general, most of the time, I do this in my head. My tip here is say that it's 2. Say that it's worth 2 points, and then you'll have a gut reaction of like, oof, that's broken. And if that's 2, then that should be 3. And if you say this is 2 points, you're like, man, it's just not a lot for 2 points. Then it's probably 1, right? So it can make things very, very simple because it's one of those 3 options, right? But yeah, use this as a barometer, and then you got 1, 2, 3, baby. Matthew Heyman, question: when's the DC20 con and family barbecue? DC20 con, baby. DC20 con would be the year after the Kickstarter launches, right? I think that would be sick to have a DC20 con once the books are done, and we would have a convention, and I'd just bring a whole bunch of stuff, set it all up, and it'd be a whole thing. People, I don't know. A convention would be wild. It'd be crazy, right? I will say it probably would be in Houston, just for the record. So there's that. Houston, Texas, baby. So where else are we at? We good? We caught up? Okay, cool. And then 50% caster, 50% marshal. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, you can do anything, man. What's expensive? Oh, you're talking about class features. Okay. So next question. We'll go back to the questions that we asked. Oh, I got a lot of questions. Here we go. Got a super chat. Almarie just threw me off. Best of luck with your surgery. Appreciate you. I just want to help out regarding your comment about looking for writers. Who would be the best person to reach out to, yourself or your one on your team? Reach out to Nexus on Discord. His name's Nexus on the Discord server. You can find him. You'll see his name. He's one of the directors. He's my writing director. Message him and he'll give you the rundown. So that's super cool. And appreciate you about the surgery. Y'all don't have to help out. It's just it is crazy to feel that though, like from you guys. Like when I was a teacher, I just got my teacher pay, and if I had to go have a surgery, nothing changed. I just had the thing. Now, I guess it was nice to have teacher health insurance, but with this job, randomly people are just helping out with that. So that's kind of crazy. So I appreciate y'all. All right. So back to the questions. I'm going to try and be at Gen Con. I'm going to try and be at, no, I'm definitely going to be at Gen Con. I don't know about Gary Con. I'm going to see about that, especially with all the DC20 stuff. All right. So now, here comes the questions. So Sean Clayton's question. I looked at the new swords and myself as a swordsman. How's you going to use a sword? Give yourself a help dice. What? I myself am a swordsman. Okay. So, that's the thing I would challenge you with right there is, using a sword. It's not giving yourself the help dice. It's not like you're helping yourself. Using the sword is just, the sword is the most iconic weapon in the game. So what can a sword do? What's the sword maneuver? The sword maneuver used to be +5. And that's broken, right? That's just broken. What does a +5 look like for a sword? Why was it a +5 for a sword? Sword's the most iconic weapon. So the thing I want to be so careful with design wise is it not being too strong, it not being too niche in where you use it, and not being too lame, and not being, so there's just so many things. And I want the sword to be this like very neutral gray area. Like, so I feel like the maneuver works really good for a sword because it hits that dueling feel. And the maneuver for the sword, I feel like it's very unique. It's very wild. It's very swingy. You could have a D8 help dice and then you roll a 1 on it and it's not the best. Or you could roll an 8. And if you roll an 8, I think that's awesome for the sword, right? Now, I'm open to feedback. I'm going to be getting a bunch of feedback on all of the different stuff, and I constantly have been. But so far, I have not gotten any negative feedback about the new sword maneuver. It's all been good, and I'm hoping one of my players uses a sword so they can do it with it, so I can see what that feels like. But it's exciting. I think that's exciting. That's why you don't get a help dice because you're helping yourself swing a sword. That would be a strange way to think of it. You are getting a D8, right, that you use to add to your roll and hit harder or swing better, etc. with it. And sword masters, I just feel like that D8 is a pretty cool thing to do. So anyway, there's my answer. I hope that helps. Do we have a little bit of the official scenario? What do you mean official scenario? Dennis Halandra, I don't know what you're talking about. Official scenario. Are you talking about the official campaign setting? That'll be sneakily peaked in some of the campaign write-ups here. Andrew Tucker, do you have any plans on spells that I need more than 4 action points to cast, multiple turns to combat cast? I had gone down that rabbit hole and I thought about it. I don't think there will be a lot of them. Well, I know there won't be a lot of them. I don't know if there will be one. In general, spells will cost 1 or 2. In general, that's what they'll be. Maybe some spells will have 3. I don't know if I want any spells to have 4. And then having 5 and taking multiple rounds to cast, and I worry about that. I think it's an option on the table, and it will be that road will be crossed whenever I do the spell overhaul in a few months here. So yeah. Liam, the reason I advocate for hybrid classes is so you can gain spells or maneuvers without being forced to steal features from other classes they may not want. So yeah, no, I totally see that. And there will be, I think that's an interesting, you bring up an interesting point. I'm going to write that note down. That's okay. Have a hybrid class, or have a hybrid subclass option for each class, ? I don't know, because my whole thing with, if they don't want it, right, if they're forced to steal other class features, that's one of the whole points here, though, is if you want to be an Eldritch Knight, there's gonna be one of the other spellcaster features that you can go take and grab, and that would make you an Eldritch Knight. The Wizard's Arcane Runes is sick. Sorcerer's Overload is sick. There's so many different things that you can go grab, and even just a talent, even a regular basic talent that you could go grab. I mean, that grants the mana and it counts as a spellcasting thing. I think there could be some things like that you could go grab and start to play that class fantasy in general, right? And then okay, cool. So, and then, Sean Clayton, disregard my second question. I didn't know my first one was written down. Thanks for answering my question. Oh, there we go. Gotcha, Sean. And then, second one, Galaxy Knight. Next question. Appreciate you guys. And then I can't wait for Cyan to get some barbarian things. Oh, is that where you're going down? That's so cool. All right, question. Will there be rules for mass combat in spell creation for Galaxy Knight? First of all, spell creation, I plan on releasing a spell tome. There will be a spell tome that is released, like an actual piece of future piece of content, and there will be different ways to homebrew spells, new magical things, different magical things. There'll be elementals. Maybe that's where the elementalist class gets released. Elemental planes of existence. There'll be a big bundle of like magic expansion, if you will call it, that adds extra stuff like that. And anytime I can add in an extra class, I want there to be a theme around it. When we add in the elementalist, I want to have release the 4 elemental planes. I want to release an adventure that goes in the planes. I want to release the fire genasi ancestries. I want to release all these different types of things in these really cool thematic bundles, so that, yeah, you play DC20, you got the whole kit and caboodle of DC20, it's a full-blown game, you're set, you're absolutely set. But then we're going to have crazy like dragon resources, elemental resources, undead resources. That's where the summoner class will be released. We're going to have like nature themed ones, or the shaman can be released. There's so many cool things that we can release in these little package deals. They're thematic and iconic, and that's where that's going to come from. And then the mass combat is going to be more of a game master's guide, which would come out the second Kickstarter. Would be a mass combat type of situation. So yeah, and then it's cool. So next question is Hodop with Hodopian Dynasty. What's the first subclass that'll be released? What? There's not going to be a first subclass that's going to be released. There's going to be 30 that are going to be released all at the exact same time. So there's 11 classes in the alpha 0.51 right now. And I'm going to be releasing 4 more classes, Druid, Bard, Warlock, Artificer, and that will bring to 15 classes, and then all of those will get 2 subclasses, so that's 30 subclasses all being released, and that will be the 0.7 release there. So heck yeah. I have Insomnia. What is your favorite subclass you've made for DC20? See, now I see what you did there. You tried to do like a leak. You're trying to get me to say a subclass that I haven't even said any subclasses, and you're asking me what my favorite one is to try and get me to say it. I see what you're saying. I have Insomnia. I see where you're going. But to answer your question, some of my favorite, I'll even answer it more. I really can see where the sorcerer subclasses are coming from. I just did a voting poll on this. The sorcerer subclasses are going to be themed around where their bloodline comes from, of where that magic in their body it comes from, where it descended down from. Did it come from dragons, a draconic sorcerer, elemental? It's any of the elements, angels or devils. I think that's super sick for sorcerers. Those 4 subclasses. So I think that's my answer there. And I'll leave it at that. Okay, you got enough leaks from that. Okay. And then Hodop, what's the first subclass you're going to work on then? Oh, there's been so many in the works. If you guys have seen, if you go to the community tab on my YouTube channel, you can see there's so many. I've been taking polls like crazy on subclasses, and you'll start to see some of the direction of subclasses. I would say if you really start watching now and look at every poll and vote on the polls, if you look at every poll, in the poll, I will say the class, and then I'll say the winners of the previous vote, like the subclasses that really like pulled ahead. And then I have a list of options, and that list of options I'm polling are potential subclasses that may or may not eventually make their way into the game either way. The voting poll might be which one goes into the alpha, or the voting poll might be which one make it later on. So you can kind of see some of the direction there. That's where I would say to look, and you get a bunch of information there. How would you make a D&D caster ranger in DC20? How would you make a D&D caster ranger in DC20? So you could absolutely do so the warlock has a packed weapon, and you can make a bow your packed weapon, and you could dip into warlock. Warlock is considered a spellcaster. So if you did ranger multi-class into warlock and took a packed weapon, you could get a packed weapon bow and some spells. And there's gonna be spells that enhance your weapon, and there's other ancestries like a fire genasi can enchant their weapon with fire. And so you could do like a fire genasi ranger warlock. You could like enchant your packed weapon with fire and shoot fire oh my God, it's so sick. And I see there being some subclasses that can imbue certain things. They can magically alter their arrows in some way, shape, or form already. So that's another option there. And then if you wanted to stay druidy, you could do some, So there's just so many different things there. Can druid become beavers? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you can become beavers. It'd be very easy for you to become a beaver. In fact, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. if somebody, okay, yeah, yes, they can become beavers. You can become whatever you want, dude. But can beavers become druids? No, unless you were to get very high level, true polymorph a beaver into a human, and then that human learn to become a druid. That would be wild. I have Insomnia had another super chat. What about sorcerer subclass with a warrior bloodline that does the class magic sword pass through the generations? Wait, that does the classic magic sword pass through the generations? Oh, that's sick. I'm going to go to classes. Oh, I'm in the wrong section. I'm going to go to classes. I'm going to go down. And it's also a props to y'all. If I ever go type in the master document because you said something, that's a solid little perk right there. So I'm going to go down to sorcerer subclasses, and I'm going to say martial-based warrior passed down through the generations, sword, etc. Giants. It's like a giant bloodline sorcerer. That might be sick. Love that, Insomnia. Alfred Miller, let's go. Just getting in near the end. Just saying what's up. What's up, Alfred Miller? I saw Alfred. I saw you became a patron, bro. I sent you a message. I gave you all the goods. What's up? What's up, Alfred? Appreciate you, dude. All the familiar faces, man. Welcome. And then she just play a beaver. Wow, Slit's gonna have a beaver campaign now. All right. Where are we at? The questions. Oh yeah. Wait, did I get them? I got them. All right. We're up to date. Next question. And we're about to be in overtime. So let me see this. Abjack, do you think it'll be possible to have the game be completely player facing so the GM doesn't roll any dice? No. I'm sorry to be so direct on that one. I hate games where the dungeon master does not roll dice. Hate them. And I know that's passion. I know that's that's a hot take. I want to roll dice. I'm sorry. As a dungeon master, I want to roll some freaking dice. I want to tell the story without yeah, they're rolling dice. I want to roll some dice. I think it's sick and wild. Like being able to have a screen, you can roll behind it. I would say, all the time I roll out in front of the table, all the time I roll in front of the board, but those are unique special moments. And if I always did, or if I just didn't roll dice, I don't know. Yeah, Nico says a great thing. Everyone's a part of the process. We're all playing the same game. And I think that takes away from the game master. And I think it would piss a lot of game masters off too, myself included. So there's no way I would make my own, you know what I'm saying? Now, I already think, Abjack, I'm doing you justice. When you cast spells, you're always rolling dice. In DC20, you're going to be rolling dice. You just are. So you have to roll dice. And when my bad guys cast spells, I need them to roll dice. Because if it's a save on your part and you make a save in that way and they don't do anything, that feels bad and has all the same repercussions. And then the game's not a mirror and it just falls apart, right? So yeah. So there's beaver emojis. You're all just flooding the chat with beaver emojis. Wow. That's funny. And then Goblin Ancestry. Hodop has a question. Goblin Ancestry is already a thing, baby. They are already a thing. They're gonna be for sure gonna be coming out. Goblins will for sure be probably in the base game too, as far as the base release for sure. All right, so we're doing a shot clock as usual. We're doing a shot clock. Where's my timer? There we go. And I got a 5-minute shot clock. And wait, can I? Oh God, pause. Okay. 5-minute shot clock, and then we will see how many questions I can get in. I need the dice to help tell the story. Exactly, Evan. I agree. All right, so, all right. This is going to be the shot clock. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can, get caught up with the chat, and then we will call it a stream, baby. Bang. All right. What's the scope of 0.6 and how do you have an ETA for it? No ETA. I forced myself not to give ETAs. The scope is going to be 4 brand new classes, a bunch of rule updates, including possibly attribute changes, language changes, possibly prone situation, help situation stuff, and a lot of quality of life things that's already been in the works as well. And then Pyro Nedit. Oh, also the Beastborn ancestry is going to be released in 0.6 as well, as a little piece of information there. PyrobNet. Will the rules be available under the Orc license in the full release? Yes, they will be under the Orc license, 100%. Will there be rules for mass combat, make your own spells? Oh, we already answered that one. Will you be working on a sci-fi version of the game? Bonecaller. No, I will not be working on a sci-fi version of the game. I have been talking with other content creators who are interested in that, and that resource I'm going to try and have be available in that way. But sci-fi doesn't speak to me in that way. I mean, I love Star Wars, but I think it would not be the best spent of my time in the game's current state to do that. But then in the future, yeah, I love Spelljammer, and I will make a Spelljammer. I will hook you up with Spelljammer, baby. You are going to be set as far as planes and Spelljamming and going between. Oh yeah, for sure. But going sci-fi and like technology, that doesn't speak to me, so I won't be the one making it, but there definitely will be people that do. Crocodile, I use the help action all the time. My 5e campaign setting, Gnome Illusionist uses minor illusion to make targets to show where to hit. Thoughts on allowing that? Attack check, help at range. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. That's super sick. Illusions that help? Oh my God. Okay. Time out. I'm pausing the timer here. I'm going to the DC20 master document. I'm going to spells and cantrips. I am making a note of illusion spell that allows the help action to be granted easier by illusions that you make. That's freaking sick. I love that. I absolutely love that. If you see that spell, Crocodile, know that it was inspiration by you, brother. That's freaking sick. Okay, we're back. And time's back in. Ted, if you could have any D&D creature as a dog/cat pet size, what would you pick? A husky, because I have a husky, if anybody's seen it on my stream. I have a husky. Ominous threat, or a bat. I love bats. Or armadillos. A bat. Now, if I'm answering myself, that's not my own dog that I have, it would probably be an armadillo. That's my favorite animal. Ominous threat. I have to read this as ominous threat. When is 0.6 coming out? Out of curiosity. That's how ominous threat talks. I'm purposely not saying estimated times. I just did an update again, like 2-3 weeks ago. 0.1.5 came out. Or 0.5.1 came out. So I'm constantly cranking stuff out every day. GM Toolbox question. Most of us have been playing 5e players for so long. We have so many 5e products. Do you think that we will be able to convert player options from those 5e sources into DC20? Yes. I will be making plenty of videos and free resources on how to convert 5th edition to DC20. I want those to be free. I want those to be easily available. I want everyone and their grandmother to be able to transition over to DC20 very smooth and easily, for sure. Luis, will the subclass have different names from D&D? Will there be some copyright issues there? There wouldn't be copyright issues there because you can't necessarily copyright some of those things. And if there was, then I obviously would have to change the names, but I will be going down a fresh rabbit hole. I am definitely not going to be calling them like, Druid Circles, or, that's not for sure locked in. There's going to be plenty of things. I think some of the names are going to be better. Upgrades like college. I don't think bards should have a college of. I think that's weird. So anyway, like they should be called like styles or flares or arts or whatever. Anyway, that'll be changing things up. Galaxy Fox Night Sky. Will there be rules for making a merchant character? And the core rules, no, that's not part of the core rules of the game. But there will be character creation stuff. In the Game Master's Guide and other things like that. There might even be a character creation tools in the core rule book, but I've also put that into DC20. But it'd be a DC. I've put that in Alchemist's Almanac, but it would be a DC20 version. Updates and all that kind of stuff. John Elgert, going back to the super chat earlier, if the help action drops down to a D4, Does that mean you cannot use all 4 actions or help dice, or is it D8, D6, D4, D4? No, it would be D8, D6, D4, and that's it. You cannot use the help action again. There's only so much you can help. The Bard specifically could go further than that, and there's other things and other features. There's a Kobolds can work around that. That Kobold ancestry can work around that. Bard's class can work around that. Certain talents that you get, can work around that. Maybe a Warlord's future level 5 and beyond talents, other things like that. But as the baseline, it is D8, D6, D4. Then you cannot take the help action again, is how that works currently for lots of reasons. KD&D has a question. After running a BBEG vampire, what's the next BBEG you're excited around for your campaign, and why is it a dragon? Get out of my head, KD&D, first of all. Oh, Saved by the Bell. Get out of my head, KD&D. But that is not something I want to say here right now. Also because some of my players watch these streams. So all of these live streams will be spoiler free for my campaign, and the campaign live streams, I'm going to give a heavy disclaimer before every single one, because I'm going to be having I'm going to stream the game for my patrons. Patrons are going to be able to watch the home games of DC20. So I don't want to spoil things if they're watching it up to date. Is it a purple dragon? Who knows? Who freaking knows? I don't know. That's wild though. That might be wild. And then the last question, I always do one more after. Sean Clayton, you already got that one. Do you think, Francois Poundrier, what a cool name. Do you think the Marshal having access to all maneuvers at level 1 can lead to choice paralysis in battle? Francois, that is one of the big things that is under observation in 0.6. And that's all I'll say for that. I am interested to see... there's some things in the works for maneuvers and restricting maneuvers in that way, because it is a lot of maneuvers that you get at the first level. So if you're a fighter, hey, welcome to the game. You're a fighter. Cool. Here's all the attack maneuvers, all the grapple maneuvers, all the defensive maneuvers. Good luck. Wow. So there are some things in the works of reworking that entirely. So stay tuned for that. In fact, I will say a little bit of a sneak peek here. Most likely the new update on this is going to be that there is going to be some amount of choice that you have to choose maneuvers. People like fighters will gain more maneuvers. People like, regular marshals will have normal amounts. Maybe rogues have a little bit less maneuvers depending on, other balancing factors. Maybe I don't want to say too much more. So there's some really cool design space opportunities we have for maneuvers. But I really do want to give players the ability to use a lot of maneuvers. I do agree that it is a lot and possibly broken in some ways for the switch to be flipped of I don't have any maneuvers or I have every single maneuver ever. Whoa, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's some interesting options coming out there. So there we go. And then, stay tuned for that. And then, and exactly bold and not bald. And another thing is all the different symmetries in DC20 and mirrors and stuff. Casters have to pick their cantrips. Marshals have to pick. So cantrips are free, non-mana-less spells. They don't cast mana. Maneuvers are free, no stamina costing attacks. Cantrips and maneuvers are the same. You have to choose a certain number of cantrips. You have to choose a certain number of maneuvers. Now, you'll have more maneuvers than you will cantrips. I will say that, because cantrips in general, you just get about 3 cantrips. You will get more than 3 maneuvers, I would say, depending on some other factors, which there we go. So there's that. So that is the questions of my shot clock. Now let me go back up and grab any super chats that I missed. There's Alfred, I got you, bro. And Joe M with a super chat. Oh, Joe M takes us to the double giveaway situation. So while I'm getting updated with these super chats, everybody right now in the chat, give me let me know if you were to create, no, I already did the shape shifting one. We talked about spells, we talked about logos, let's do spells. What's your favorite spell? So in the chat right now, type anything. It literally doesn't matter. I'd be interested to see what your favorite spell is. But type anything in the chat. If you enter the chat, you enter the giveaway. If you win the giveaway, you get a copy of DC20's Alpha and all future updates to the Alpha. If you already have the Alpha, your reward upgrades and you get a shopping spree on my website, and you get a whole shopping spree to go grab some other PDFs and whatnot. Or you can get early access to DC20 stuff like the Metallic Dragon patrons do. And you will be getting probably in the next week or so the Druid, Bard, and Warlock classes, which is going to be way sooner than anyone else as far as that's all 0.6 content way sooner. So anyway, there's that. Let me get caught up here. So Joe M, God bless you and praying for your health. I appreciate you, bro. Love that I get to be a part of this as you work. Good chance I won't be able to make the streams by the end of the month, so I wanted to send my love while I can. I appreciate you, Joe M. Joe M, you're freaking a staple here, bro. So I appreciate that. And on that note, I will not be here next week. Again, I will not be here next week. The tongue surgery thing, it's all good. It's fine. Hopefully it's less invasive because it's gotten smaller and smaller. You know what I'm saying? But there's that. It's a tongue surgery. If y'all didn't hear from the beginning, under my tongue, which is super awkward place, right? But everything's cool. Everything's all good. And Liam has super chat. In the future updates, the availability ancestries gain more expanded traits and negative traits. Possibly, if that naturally happens. There's one for the Dragonborn. Hey, you love Dragonborn, Liam. There's one for the Dragonborn right now that might be added or tweaked or changed on their death's door situation. So there's some things that in the works like that, right? I don't know who just said it because everything just flew by, but I was tongue-tied too. I was super tongue-tied. Underneath my tongue, I was super tongue-tied. And then they did it when I was a kid. I got my surgery on it, and then it was botched, and I had to do it again as an adult. And then, yeah. So anyway, here we go. Winner, baby. Winner. We're doing 2 giveaways. The first copy of DC20 is going to Nico. Nico, let's go, Nico. So there's Nico. Nice. I think Nico won like a few weeks ago or last week. Was it last week? The week before? Nico's I think what was it? Fanboy KC one time won 2 weeks in a row, and I think maybe third. I don't know. He got wildly lucky. But as we get more and more people, it gets harder and harder to win. So check that out. If you win the giveaway, message my moderators. They will hook you up and take care of you and get you all set up. Right? Boom. Winner. Second winner is going to. Oh my God, it's like pausing it. Oh, Slit, let's go. Lol, let's go. Awesome. Nice. Cool. So, reach out to, wait, you won last week too? Oh my God, that's crazy. You know what? I'm feeling wild, people. I'm feeling wild. I'm doing a third giveaway just because I won't be here next week. Actually, that's, just to be straight up, I won't be here next week. So that one I normally give out no matter what, I'm giving that one out right now. Also because 2 people just won who already won. So I'm trying to freaking spread the love here, people. So third one coming out. Third one. Who's it going to be? The winner is Lower Jam. Boom. Lower Jam. Jamming it in there. With the victory, let's go. Let me give away my giveaway. Slit wants to give away his giveaway. Ooh, okay, Slit, okay. So we got another one coming out here. Winner. All right. So Nico won. Lower Jam won. Right. So y'all reach out to a moderator on Discord. They'll get you set up. Right. And Slit. Shout out. Props to Slit, who says, I have DC20, so now somebody else can be blessed. Just giving it back to the freaking people here. I appreciate that. So that's awesome. Now let me see, where are we at? Wait, okay, yeah, I can just do winner. So this is a fourth one, technically. We had 2 winners, and then now I threw out another one, and then now one winner is giving it away to another winner. Here we go. Tom Gold, let's go, Tom Gold. Winner, baby. So done. And yes, also, and Nico, there is no busy, and especially now we're about to all not be busy. So just message one of my moderators and they'll set you up, because the stream's ending now. So cool. So Tom Gould, you got it. Message moderator. Everybody who just won, message moderator. Shout out to Slit for paying it forward. All that good stuff. Appreciate you. And that's the stream, baby. I will see y'all not next week, but the week after. And also next week or the week after, the campaign will be possibly starting soon. Who knows? So stay tuned for some of those streams. So I'll probably start up the campaign creation live streams after my mouth recovers, and they'll be during the day. So it'll be sometime during the day, during my work hours, during the work day. You get the idea. So until next time, y'all, stay creative. I gotta get my finger on the button here because I still haven't set up my OBS to end the stream normally. And think outside the box. Pass. Blah. I'm gonna do the little tongue stick out because of what we were just talking about. Blah.